supplements, fall back on my supplements and re-nourish the body, get the strength to fight off this crazy virus. So I am fine. And so I'm here today. Unfortunately, my co-host Janet is not here because she succumbed to the bug or virus or whatever you want to call it. She's a lot better, but still, need a couple more days or maybe another day or two to get back on her feet. So hopefully, with all your prayers and your blessings, things will, come this way. Then we had this, I don't know, is anyone listening out there, any one of our listeners, are you a Leaf fan? Are you one of those really diehard, crazy, sports fan that don't matter what the team does, no matter how they play, no matter what the results are, you're still going to follow them year after year. And year after year, they're running into the same roadblock called Boston, and they just can't penetrate this roadblock. I don't know what to do. So if you're a Leafs fan, look, I think it's time you give up. I feel so sorry for my son, man. I saw the state of depression on his face, and you know, he's so sad, and I could hear him cussing under his breath. But it's the Leafs, and that's the kind of hard take that they throw on their fans. They bring you through the regular season with lots of hopes, and you say, okay, this is the year. It's gonna happen. It's got to be this year. Everybody is waiting. 50 years later, we're still waiting. Anyway, go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Today we're going to be talking. We have a very, very interesting topic. I'm going to be talking about. This is the last weekend for April, and I think it's a good send off for the month of April. All month we have been talking about supplements, and for the last couple of weeks we've been focusing on mushrooms and the different types of mushrooms. Last week, or rather a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Ganoderma, and we talk about the benefits. We told you where you can get it, and we told you why you should be using Ganoderma mushroom. Last week we talked about bitter melon, and we talked about celery, and we pointed out the benefits of that fruit and vegetable. And today we're going to close off the month of April with more mushrooms. Right now, there are over 50,000 species of mushrooms, including molds and yeast and various types of hallucinogenic mushrooms. Study says that our research rather shows that there are about 1 to 2% of species that are poisonous. So you got to be careful of those. And others are used for their medicinal properties. Mushrooms has been used for polyspores, puffballs, jelly fungi, coral fungi, bracket fungi, stink worms, and cup fungi. And thus the term is more like kind of like a common application to macroscopic fungal, and they're having precise each one of those fungi or mushroom, or what you want to call it, they have specific purposes. They have specific meanings and specific purposes. But they're also edible mushrooms, right? You have edible mushrooms such as cremini, portobello, shiitake, oyster, porcini, morel, and one that's called snow puff or enoki. Now, 90% of mushrooms eaten are of a specific variety. I'm just going to tell you about mushrooms in general, and I'm going to get to the specific type of mushroom that I want to discuss today. 90% of mushrooms eaten are of a button variety, and they can easily be found. You go into your grocery store, you see all kinds of mushrooms packaged and labeled. And the ones that I just mentioned, that's the range that they're in. Then you have medicinal mushrooms, you have about 2.2 to 3.8 million species of this type of fungi in the world. And they have been identified, though rather 2.3 to 3.8 million um, types of those fungi have been identified. And of that number, about 150, maybe a little bit more species have been described. 2,000 species are considered edible, right? Of the 150,000, 2,000 of them are considered edible, and over 200 species are of wild mushrooms. Those are the ones that are considered medicinal. Okay, so out of the 150,000 species, you have 2,000 species are considered edible, and out of that, over 200 species. Some research that I've done said a little higher. Some said as many as 400, but I'm gonna go with the lower species here, yeah, the lower numbers here. 200 of wild mushrooms are considered medicinal. All right, and so out of that, you have um, about probably eight, nine, probably a little bit more that are considered top medicinal mushrooms. And there are ones like shaga, you have Lingzi, you have Cordyceps, you have shiitake, you have agaricus, you have lion's mane, and there's one you call turkey tail. I saw that on the internet today. It does look like a turkey tail. Uh, you have miyataki, and then you have snow fungus. Those are among the top medical mushrooms. I think there are more, but I just chose those three, and they're not in any order. That's just the few that I've chosen. Shaga, agaricus, lingzi, cordyceps, shiitake, lion's mane, turkey tail, miyataki, and snow fungus. Now, the medicinal use of these mushrooms, they date back to thousands of years, right? They've been used primarily outside of the West, of the Western culture, and the medicinal use of mushrooms, because of their varied and uniquely adaptive benefits for health, they have been used in many cultures. But in recent times, um, with the functional medicine and the holistic nutrition that has gone mainstream, it's gone bonkers. Just about everywhere you turn now, you can hear about someone who is into holistic medicine. You can hear it on the news. You go on the internet, it's there. It's mainstream. And I would also like to add that since post-pandemic, we're seeing a huge surge of interest in these, what people are calling superfoods. There's a huge surge of interest. You go into the health food stores, you see new products coming out, with lots of mushroom ingredients. But there are a few things that we should all know, a few things that we need to take into account before we start running out to our local health food store. And this is quite revealing, all right? And that is, in some mushroom supplements sold in today's marketplace, they do not contain any mushrooms at all. Okay. I was in the health food store and I looked at some labels and they are questionable to me. I wouldn't call the names, but because I'm someone that like to read labels and I look at the percentage of what they're talking about. And so I make note of it. And, those are products that I definitely would not be putting into my stomach. Right. So we have to be careful because of this new surge of interest in people staying staying healthy. People want to eat better quality foods. They're looking for supplements because the foods that you're getting today, they're not as nutrient dense as they were, say, 10, 15 years ago, because of a number of reasons. The soil is not as nutrient rich. Lots of pesticides and other harsh chemicals are being used to produce foods. So you have to be careful what you're getting. And as a result, with the surge of supplements that's on the market, remember, when you go into a health food store, especially the big ones, you're basically in a supermarket. It's just the name is different. They call it, healthy, whatever, whatever, right? And you're lured into belief that what you're getting is authentic. But be aware as a consumer, read the labels, understand what it is that you are getting, and ask questions, right? Even though some of the attendants, they're not quite up to date as to the benefits, or they may know the benefits, but they're not quite up to date as to where or the type of process that is being applied to extract some of the nutrients from these plants. So you yourself have got to be cognizant of the fact that your health is number one. What goes into your stomach, once it gets in there, it is not that easy to be removed. So you have to be very careful. So what I'm going to be talking about today, I want to focus on one specific type of mushroom, and it is a medicinal mushroom, and it's cordyceps, right? And the reason I've chosen cordyceps is because I've done a lot of research on it. I use it myself, so I can attest to some of the benefits. Not just myself, my family use it. I know many other people that uses it. And cordyceps, for me, is among the top three when it comes to medicinal mushrooms. You have Ganoderma and you have, I forgot what's the other one, but then cordyceps would probably be number two. And then, in terms of what it does, some of them may perform similar types of benefits, but they focus on specific organs of the body. And so today, what I'm going to be talking about, as I said, it's cordyceps. I'm going to tell you about the benefits. I'm going to tell you how it's produced. I'm going to tell you what it does for certain areas of the body. I'm going to talk about the best forms of it. And also, later on in the show, I'm going to tell you how you can get it. All right. So stay tuned, folks. This is, as I said, it is a wonderful, wonderful, informative program that we're going to be having this evening. I miss my co-host, but she says she's going to be grading me. All right. So I really have to perform here. Now, firstly, not all cordyceps products are created equal. All right. I want to put that out there. I'm talking about cordyceps, but not all cordyceps products are created equal. There can be significant differences in the quality, potency, and composition of cordyceps supplements and products, depending on factors such as the species of cordyceps used, the cultivation methods employed, and the processing techniques and manufacturing standards. Okay, so you go into the health supermarket and you want cordyceps, right? You may see it in some and you may not see it in some because it is, very difficult. Good quality cordyceps is extremely difficult to get. That's number one. Number two, the quality of cordyceps that I am going to be talking about rarely, very rarely comes to North America. Very rarely. So I am fortunate to have the privilege of using this particular brand of Cordyceps because the company that produces it, they've been in operation for over 30 years. They basically have the lockdown on it. And this type of Cordyceps is sold primarily in the Asian market. Now, the question is, what is Cordyceps and why have I chosen to talk about Cordyceps today? I have done so because, as I said, it is a very important supplement that I have been taking for quite some time. I've seen tremendous benefits with it. And so I just thought that, you know what? Let me tell the rest of the world, tell my audience what it is, and I'll also tell you how to get it. Now, what is Cordyceps? Old Chinese medical books and Tibetan medicine describes Cordyceps as a treasure with hundreds of different species. It is a parasitic fungus. That's what Cordyceps is. It is a fungus. It's a parasite that preys on insects. Okay? And traditional healers, they use the fungus as a powerful tonic to improve energy, appetite, stamina, and endurance. It was traditionally used as a tonic because it has the capacity to revitalize and restore symptoms like fatigue, exhaustion, and chronic stress. And out of all the medicinal mushrooms, Cordyceps, is the most stimulating, warming, and powerful in a traditional context. It has an affinity to the kidneys. When you take Cordyceps, it works like magic on your kidneys and your lungs, meaning it supports those organs the most. It does other things, but it works on the kidneys and the lungs so effectively that you would not believe how much better your ability to intake, air into the lungs. And if you were having a problem with your kidneys, this is something that you need to listen up and take note. Cordyceps, right? Now, there is something strange about Cordyceps in the market because for some reason, it is the most expensive mushroom that you can buy, right? It is well known, it is a well-known species that the species that I'm talking about is Cordyceps sinensis, right? Cordyceps sinensis. And that is the most expensive mushroom in the world. It costs over $20,000 per kilogram. And it is sold almost exclusively, as I said earlier, in Asia. It is a rare combination of a caterpillar and a mushroom and is found at very high altitudes in the Himalayan plateau, about 3,800 feet above sea level. And so for many years, Chinese scientists, weren't able to cultivate this mushroom, fueling an increasing demand on a small supply. Now, with this particular fungus, it is very important to be aware of what you're consuming. As I said earlier, Cordyceps could be found on Amazon. It could be found in many health food stores. But unless it is coming from the Tibetan plateau and it was harvested by hand, you are not getting the right quality Cordyceps, right? And so Cordyceps sinensis, as I said, it rarely makes its way to the North American market. And if a Cordyceps product is grown in North America, and many of it is grown in North America, it is almost certainly myceliated grain, means that it is grown on either rice or soybean or something else. And a high amount of the grain means a low amount of mycelium and decreased beta-glucans, which are the beneficial polysaccharides found in the cell wall, right? That's what happens when it is grown in the lab or it's grown on different things. Or people are saying, oh, you could grow Cordyceps. Yeah, you can, but you're not going to get the same as the ones that's coming out of Tibet. Now, there are more than 400 species of Cordyceps. Two have become the focus of the health research, which is Cordyceps sinensis and Cordyceps militaris, right? Cordyceps militaris is what they grow in the labs and stuff like that. And that is very popular in North America. And that's what you're probably going to see a lot of in the health food store. You're not going to see Cordyceps sinensis from Tibet that is grown in the farm, and it is only grown within naturally on the plains of the Himalayas, and it is farmed by hand within a certain time of the year. I think it's between April and September. Anytime after that, it's not being farmed at all, right? So that is what I'm going to be focusing on today. So folks, if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment. Please let us know what you think of this broadcast. You can also check out all of our past broadcasts on Spotify and YouTube as well as, and yes, please send us your comments to liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. That's liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. And today we are broadcasting live on realityradio101.com. So let me get into Cordyceps sinensis, right? This fungus, as I said earlier, it grows naturally in the wild. It grows on the larva of a specific caterpillar species, and it is harvested by hand during the summer months. It is traditionally harvested on the high altitude, as I said earlier, in the regions of the Himalayas, about 3,800 feet above sea level. And this Cordyceps sinensis is the only type of Cordyceps that I will promote because it is highly valued for its medicinal properties. It is backed by science, and it has been used for centuries in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. And the good thing about it, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, this is what it looks like. It has NPN. That is a natural product number. It means it has been approved by both the FDA and Health Canada, right? Not a lot number, not an LOT number, NPN, a natural product number. And that is very important that you look for. Any supplement that you're picking up, if it doesn't have an NPN, I would say be careful, all right? So that is the reason why I will promote this product, because it has been certified and recognized by the various bodies in the medical profession, right? So now, here are some factors that you need to consider when evaluating Cordyceps products, okay? The species, you need to know the species. There are various species of Cordyceps fungi, but not all of them have the same bioactive compounds or therapeutic properties, right? Like the saying goes, not every car is a good car. Not all Cordyceps are created equal. Cordyceps sinensis is the most well-known species traditionally used in Chinese medicine, but Cordyceps, excuse me, but Cordyceps militaris and other cultivated species are also used in supplements. So when you pick up a bottle of supplement, it will say Cordyceps, but it probably will not tell you what species of Cordyceps it is. Chances are 98% of the time, or chances it is loaded with fillers, right? It may have rice fillers or some rice starch or something to complement its weight, right? So, and definitely it is Cordyceps militaris, right? So you have to be careful what type of Cordyceps you're getting. Then you have to take into consideration the growing conditions. The quality of Cordyceps products can be influenced by the growing conditions, including the substrate, what it's growing on, right? The temperature, the humidity, the sanitation practices. Is it growing in sewage water? What are they using, right? Cordyceps cultivated under controlled conditions is a clean and controlled environment. In a clean and controlled environment, may have higher potency and purity compared to those grown in less controlled environments. Then you have to think about the extraction methods. What are they using to extract the bioactive compounds from cordyceps mushrooms, right? That can impact the potency and availability of the final product. Techniques such as hot water extraction or ethanol extraction are commonly used to isolate the beneficial compounds from the mushroom and the fruiting bodies or mycelium. Then you need to take a look at the purity and the contaminants. Cordyceps supplements should be tested for purity to ensure that they are free from contaminants such as heavy metals, pesticides, and microbial pathogens. You need to look for products that have been independently tested by a third-party laboratory for purity and quality assurance. Very important. So, look, there are literally thousands of supplements out there, and a good percentage, majority of these products have not been tested by a third party. So regardless if you're buying, Cordyceps or any supplement that you're buying, read the label. Check to make sure that it has an NPN. That's a natural product number. Formulation, right? What type of formulation is being used? Cordyceps supplements are available in various forms, including capsules. You can get it in powders. You can get it in extracts. You can get it in teas. But the formulation and dosage from form can affect the absorption and bioavailability of the active compounds. So choose your product wisely, folks. Then you have to look at the reputation of the manufacturer, right? You should purchase Cordyceps products from reputable manufacturers with a track record of producing high-quality supplements. You should look for brands that adhere to good manufacturing practices, GMP, and have transparent labeling practices. And again, this is the reason why I have chosen to talk about this product, because every single measure that I just mentioned there, from the species, the growing conditions, the extraction method, the purity and contaminants, the formulation, the reputation of the manufacturer, have been certified by world authority, like both Canadian and US world authorities. And when it comes to GMP, good manufacturing practices, they have several of those, right? So, and I'm going to tell you about that company and how to get it. Now, the benefit of Cordyceps. One of the most well-researched benefits of Cordyceps, it's its ability to enhance athletic performances. Excuse me. That's a residue from my cold. Yeah. A lot of people that work out, especially athletes, they use Cordyceps. Studies have shown that Cordyceps can increase oxygen uptake and improve the efficiency of energy production in the body, resulting in improved endurance and reduced fatigue during physical activity. I have a friend who uses Cordyceps on a regular basis because he's a tennis player, and he attributes his athletic prowess to the use of Cordyceps on a regular basis. He says whenever he uses Cordyceps, he's able to perform better, he's able to recoup much faster, and he has a surge, a burst of energy when he's on the court. Now, these effects are thought to be due to the presence of bioactive compounds such as cordycepin, adenosine, and polysaccharides. Now, these are compounds that have been studied for their potential anti-cancer properties and also the fact that they can inhibit the growth of cancer cells and induce, apoptosis, which is programmed cell death in cancer cells. Additionally, cordycepin has shown anti-inflammatory and antiviral effects, making it a subject of interest in the research for various health benefits. So there is a compound that many other supplements may not have, cordycepin, is widely known to attack cancer cells. And then you have adenosine. That is a nucleoside, right? That's a nucleoside compound that plays a crucial role in biochemical processes within the body. It acts as a neurotransmitter or a chemical. It acts like a messenger, as a matter of fact, a messenger that transmits signals electronically across the nerve cells and other targeted cells, such as muscle cells or gland cells. And then you have polysaccharides, right? A complex set of carbohydrates made up of sugar molecules. And in medicinal mushrooms, polysaccharides have been studied to see how they can help regulate the immune system. And what researchers found is that they may enhance the immune function by stimulating the activity of certain immune cells, such as macrophages and natural killer cells, right? Thereby improving the body's ability to defend itself against infections and disease. So, those are just some of the benefits of cordyceps. And then, remember I said earlier, cordyceps, it has an affinity for the kidneys, right? This supplement, this Cordyceps sinensis that I'm talking about, it has antioxidant properties in it. And as we know, oxidative stress plays a role in the development and progression of kidney disease. That's one of the main things that causes the kidneys to collapse, oxidative stress. Cordyceps contains bioactive compounds with antioxidant properties, such as polysaccharides and cordycepin. These antioxidant compounds, they can help neutralize harmful free radicals, and they reduce oxidative stress damage to the kidney. So if you or you know someone that is experiencing, kidney problems, cordyceps is something that they need to take a look at, because as I said earlier, for some reason, it has an affinity to, go after the kidney to make sure that the kidney is functioning properly, right? So it basically protects the kidney against any injury or dysfunction, right? And it also has anti-inflammatory effects, right? Chronic inflammation is also another factor that is implicated in the pathogenesis of kidney disease. Cordyceps has been shown to possess very high amounts of anti-inflammatory properties, which may help alleviate inflammation in the kidneys and mitigate the damage associated with inflammatory conditions in the kidneys. So, again, I don't know what it is that this particular mushroom loves about the kidneys, but it has a lot of benefits to use it. Then you have renal function support. Some animal studies have suggested that cordyceps supplementation may help to improve renal function and delay the progression of kidney disease. For example, research has shown that cordyceps extracts can reduce kidney damage in diabetic nephropathy, right? Now, nephropathy is the deterioration of kidney function. The final stage of nephropathy is called kidney failure. The end renal disease, or ESRD, that's what it's called, right? The end renal disease. And according to CDC, diabetes is the most common cause of ESRD and protect against drug-induced kidney injury. So that's one of the functions that cordyceps does, right? It protects the kidneys against drug-induced injury. So if you're someone that is taking a lot of medication, there are lots of people out there that are taking medication for various injuries, various conditions, you need to seriously take a look at cordyceps to help to clean up and alleviate any problems that you may have from or side effects that you may have from some of those medication that you're taking. If you're experiencing, high blood pressure, right, or hypertension, cordyceps is a major supplement that will help to reduce the risk factor of kidney disease that can be caused by high blood pressure, because it is said that it may have hypotensive effects, meaning it can help to lower blood pressure. By reducing your blood pressure, cordyceps may be indirectly working on the kidneys to help to reduce the strain on the kidneys and protecting you against any hypertensive kidney damage. All right. So, I cannot stress the importance of this particular supplement, because it has so many benefits to taking this supplement. Even if you feel that you don't have a problem with your kidney, the fact is you can't see inside your body. And unless you do a test, you wouldn't know. And sometimes when you do the test, the damage is not that great for the instruments or the machines to pick up the damage, but something is happening. But if you were to take supplements that can help to mitigate the fact that, that you might be heading into a situation where your kidneys could be damaged, I would recommend cordyceps wholeheartedly. I would recommend that. Now, you know what? I'm going to take a break because I'm kind of tired of talking. Let me take a break here and see if we have any email whatsoever. Yes, and I think we have a few here. Here's one from Connie. I'm going to read this. Hello, Fred. I hope that you're feeling better regarding cordyceps. Where is it harvested? And thank you. Thanks for that, Connie. The particular brand of cordyceps that I am speaking about today is Cordyceps sinensis, and that is being harvested on the plateaus of the Himalayas, 3,800 feet above sea level. It is available. I'll tell you how you can get it. It's available on my website, and it is 100% pure cordyceps. Okay, thank you for that email. Also, here's one from Jake, and Jake says, hi to Fred and Janet. Janet, get well. The leaves suck. I smoke mushrooms, the hallucinogenic kind. What is this shroom that you're talking about? Well, the shroom that I'm talking about is called cordyceps, not for smoking, but for using as a supplement that will enhance the function of your liver and your kidney and your lungs as well, but primarily the kidney. And some of the things, the benefits that I've just read out, I'll get back to that in a minute. But yes, you should take a look at that. And Sam says, Janet, get well. Eat some mushrooms. Okay. I think she's listening. She's probably chuckling down there. Chuck says, hi, Fred. What are these mushrooms good for? What parts of the body? Thank you. Well, Chuck, I hope you were listening earlier. And this particular brand of mushroom, the Cordyceps sinensis, it has an affinity for helping the kidneys to function a lot better, cleaning up any, contaminants in the kidney and getting it to be the type of filter that it should be. And it is called Cordyceps sinensis. It is coming directly from the plateau of the Himalayas, and we have it available. This is not sold in the stores. It's not on Amazon. It's not in the health food stores. This is directly from the source. All right, and I'll tell you how you can get that a little bit. I have to hurry up. Time is running out. Here's one from Gordon. Hello, Frederick. Very interesting show today. Our best wishes to Janet. Get well. Thank you for that. Claudette says, Fred, are these mushrooms also made in the laboratory as synthetic? Thanks. No, Claudette. These are coming straight from the farm up in the mountains of Tibet. And Tate says, Fred, this mushroom sounds like a miracle drug. Do you sell it on your website? Thank you for your mushrooms, for your information today. Yes, we do, and I'll tell you how you get it. And Mike says, Fred, do you know if this extract can mix badly or interact with any other medicine, natural or prescription? I can tell you off the top of my head, no, it does not mix badly. However, um, like every supplement, I would say that you take it to your doctor, mention it to your health practitioner or your doctor, and ask them if there's a reason that you should not take it. You may have some underlying condition that this supplement may not be for you. Now, with that said, let me get back to the show because we're quickly running out of time. Boy, time oh time, time waits for no one. Now, as I was mentioning, cordyceps synapsis, sinensis rather, has a lot of benefits, primarily for the kidneys. Okay, antioxidant. It has inflammatory benefits. It helps with renal function. It helps with blood pressure regulation and all manner of stuff. But there's one here also I have to mention, and it's the big C word: cordyceps and cancer. What does cordyceps do when it comes to, interacting with cancer cells? Cordyceps contains bioactive compounds, including polysaccharides and cordycepin, as I mentioned earlier, which have demonstrated anti-cancer effects in laboratory studies. And these compounds have been shown to inhibit the growth and proliferation of cancer cells. They induce apoptosis, which is programmed cell death in cancer cells, and they suppress tumor formation and metastasis in animals. So, studies have shown that it does that. A healthy immune system plays a crucial role in detecting and eliminating cancerous cells. So, by boosting your immune function, that's what you do when you take cordyceps, right? Cordyceps may help the body's natural defense mechanism in recognizing and fighting cancer cells, right? So that is good to know. As I mentioned earlier, it has antioxidant properties in it. But remember, cancer cells is a result also of oxidative stress and inflammation, right? They are involved in the development and progression of cancer. When you take cordyceps, especially the Cordyceps sinensis, right, it contains antioxidants that can neutralize harmful free radicals and reduce oxidative damage to cells. This antioxidant activity may help protect against DNA damage and mutations that can lead to cancer. And that is why this supplement is so good, right? Cordyceps in general have been studied for its potential anti-cancer effects, including its effects on prostate cancer. Now, for you men that are listening out there, if you have a condition with prostate cancer, you need to listen up, because this particular product, I recommend it to people that I know are suffering with this condition because it helps dramatically, right? It helps to inhibit the proliferation of the growth and spread of prostate cancer cells in the body. And this suggests that the cordyceps may have the potential to slow down the progression of prostate cancer by interfering with the growth and division. Because, cancer cells, as they grow, they divide. And, 2 comes to 4, and 4 goes to 8, and 8 to 16, and then it goes to 32. And then, you have 10 million cells in the body. Cordyceps is known to have immune modulatory properties, meaning it can regulate and it can enhance the activity of the immune system, which gives a healthy immune response. That is very important for detecting and eliminating cancerous cells, including those in the prostate. So by boosting your immune function with cordyceps, it may indirectly help the body's natural defense mechanism in fighting off prostate cancer. And of course, the anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that this product has. Okay, so those are factors that you need to take into consideration. If you're taking treatment for cancer, I would highly recommend cordyceps. Why? Because they have been proven to be very, very helpful when it comes to fighting off the ravaging effects of things like the side effects of things like chemotherapy and radiation therapy, right? For people who are taking these treatments for the condition that they have, they know what I'm talking about. It is not a pleasant condition. Cordyceps is known to be able to help the body to withstand those conditions, right? And this could be beneficial for individuals undergoing conventional cancer treatments, as it may help to reduce any related complications and improve your overall quality of life. So, in general, basically, Cordyceps sinensis, this particular product that I'm talking about, have shown promising health benefits, including anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, immunomodulatory and anti-aging effects, right? Immunomodulatory and anti-aging effects. I got that word right. Right? Now, immunomodulatory refers to the ability to modify or regulate the function of the immune system. That's basically what it is, right? It has substances or compounds that will either enhance or suppress the immune response in order to maintain immune balance and proper function. So basically, what this is saying, what I'm saying here is that if you are on any immune enhancement or immune suppressant medication, you need to take note of this, because if you took this medication, it could cause some complications. So, and that is why it is recommended that before you take any supplement whatsoever, consult your health practitioner. They may tell you yes after they've done their own research, or they may tell you no. And the reason they may say either or is because of some of the properties that these natural supplements have in them. Okay, so it's very important. Additional, it is always good to speak to your healthcare professional. Now, it comes to the question, a couple of people in the email ask how they can get the product if it's available here. Yes, it is available, and this is how you can get the product. It is called Cordyceps. The ingredients in it is Cordyceps sinensis, and that's the only ingredient you're going to find in there. It means it is the original, authentic form, and you can get a supply of this particular product if you went to liquidgreenhealthshow.com. That's liquidgreenhealthshow.com. You click on supplements, then a drop down is going to pop up, and you click on Green World, GREENWORLD. Once that pops up, you just type in the word Cordyceps, and Cordyceps is spelled CORDYCEPS. That's CORDYCEPS. The brand you will get is an authentic brand of Cordyceps, purely organic, straight from the plateau of the Himalayas in the Tibetan region there. And, you can enjoy yourself. For those of you that receive my email, the promo email of the Liquid Green Health Show, there is a link there for you to get the Cordyceps. If you didn't get an email and you don't want to go to the website, then just send us an email. Send us your email, drop us a line to liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. That's liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com, and we would respond with telling you how to get your supply of Cordyceps. Now, I hope, folks, that you really paid attention to the information that I had and that I passed out today. Cordyceps is a very, very powerful product. I have been taking it for quite some time. I'm going to put it up on camera once again so that you can see it. For those of you that are watching today, either on Facebook or on YouTube, this is what it looks like. It comes 90 capsules. It's a dietary supplement, and it does have an NPN number, okay, a natural product number. So I'm not selling you fake All right. I'm not selling you something with a lot of fillers. You're getting 100% pure cordyceps that you can take on a regular basis. I sometimes I take 4 per day. Sometimes I take 2, depending on how I feel. If I go to the gym, when I come back from the gym, I take cordyceps, so it will help me to recover a lot faster, cuts down on the lactic acid that's building up in the muscles because it gets oxygen to the muscles very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, the Chinese athletes, this is what they use in the Beijing Olympics, and that is how the world found out about it, because the athletes were doing phenomenally well. People were amazed at the performance of the Chinese athletes, and they wanted to know, well, what it is they're using. They were accused of using drugs, and so well, drugs in the sense of performance enhancing drugs, banned substances. And the Chinese were forced to reveal what it is they're using. And that's how the West found out about it. And knowing the properties and knowing how good it is, it is now being mass produced in North America. As a matter of fact, it's grown in rice fields, and it's grown on all kinds of stuff. And people are even saying, oh, you could grow cordyceps in your home. Yes, you could. But what are you getting? All right, what you're getting, it is not, what you're growing is not Cordyceps sinensis, right? You're growing cordyceps, yes, but you're growing cordyceps something else. And you can get it, you can get cordyceps in, as I said, on Amazon. You can get it in the health food store, but you ain't gonna get this one. All right, this is authentic, 100% proven to do what it says it does, because it is backed by a company that has been in business for 30 years. They are a pharmaceutical company, but they only produce natural health products. And we are fortunate to be able to promote this product. And I can speak with passion. I do speak with passion about it because I have seen the results in my own case. I've seen the results in my own family and my own relatives, and I've seen the results in other people that I've told about it. So I am going to sing praises about this. And as I said earlier, this is the only brand and type of Cordyceps sinensis that I will ever promote, because it does exactly what it says it does. Okay. I have just a few more minutes. I'm going to try quickly to see if I can answer. No, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Yeah. So that's basically it, folks, in a nutshell. All the information you need to know about cordyceps. You can do your own research about all the different types of mushrooms. If you want to know specifically about cordyceps, drop us a line at liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. If you want to get on our mailing list, do the same thing, liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com, and we will send out the information to you. To those of you that have received our email, check down in the email. There's information there. There's a link as to how you can get it. And try it. Try it for 30 days. Try it for 60 days and see what is. One thing I can tell you, don't try taking it late at night, because it can keep you up. It can keep you awake. All right. It does boost your energy. So that brings us, almost to the end of the show. Boy, amazing how 1 hour goes so quickly. I'm going to start wrapping things up. I want to say thanks to my producers, as usual. They're always doing a wonderful job. Mike and Gary, Gary from Reality Radio 101, Mike from Mike Swain Studios. That's my video guy, and he's the one that makes me look really good. I look a lot better than I did yesterday. Thank you, Mike. All right. And Gary, so again, thanks to our producers who have done a wonderful job over the years. Folks, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to say, if you need information, if you are desperately looking for non-toxic, 100% green household cleaners, you need to go nowhere else but straight to liquidgreenproducts.com. That's liquidgreenproducts.com. We have a plethora of non-toxic, 100% green household products you can get there. Just choose which one you want, take it home, try it, tell your friends about it. And again, if you need authentic, natural health supplements, go nowhere else. Just go to liquidgreenhealthshow.com, liquidgreenhealthshow.com, and or you can write to us at liquidgreenhealthshow@gmail.com. Send us your info. And remember, as we go, everything should be done in good taste. Everything when it comes to health, make that your number one, because good health is at the source and the core of human joy and overall well-being. Its influence is profound. It extends beyond our personal vitality to significantly bolstering prosperity, economic advancement, and thus investing in your health, folks, is akin to investing in a brighter future. It makes life more prosperous. It gives us a real future for ourselves and the communities in which we inhabit. So until next Sunday, same time, same station, prioritize your health and your well-being. This is Fred Cox on behalf of Janet Cox saying, let's stay healthy on Reality Radio 101.
Thank you for listening to the Liquid Green Health Show with your hosts, Fred and Janet Cox.
I guess they're still waiting
right
for
here on
Also,
Reality Radio.
I haven't heard the music yet.
101.
I know it's going to be coming soon. In the meantime, once again, folks, you can always
Thank you for listening to the Liquid Green Health Show with your hosts, Fred